Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome to all the devotees to our weekly Bhakti Vaibhav class. So, in the previous weeks, we have been discussing from fourth canto. After
Hare Krishna,
completing,
Dhruva.
ah,
Can I ask one question, Prabhuji? Because the last time something we discussed, I had a doubt. Or you after some time I'll ask.
wait, just couple of minutes later.
Okay. ठीक है.
So, after discussing Daksha's pastime, in the sense, Devahuti, no, Swayambhu Manu's three daughters, of which the last daughter married to Daksha, and Daksha had many daughters, of which one of them married Shiva, who did not have children, because before she could become mature enough to beget children, she left her body. So, what was the reason for that? The entire episode of Daksha Yajna was spoken. And now, the descendants of the sons of Swayambhu Manu are being discussed. The one is Uttanapada, and Uttanapada had two children, two wives, Suruchi and Suniti, and then they also have two children, Dhruva and Uttama. So there is some issue between both of them. Then eventually Dhruva had to go to forest seeking the shelter of Lord Vishnu. On the way, Narada Muni met him and instructed him what to do and how to do, etc., etc., so that he can actually able to get the mercy of the Supreme Lord, see the Lord, and get his blessings, all that. So then, following the instructions of Narada Muni, Dhruva performed severe austerities. As a result, he had darshan the Supreme Lord. Then, by the causeless mercy of the Supreme Lord, by the transcendent touch of Supreme Lord, Dhruva was endowed with the essence of all the Vedic literatures. Everything has been revealed within the core of his heart. So, with that state of consciousness, with the complete revelation, with the complete realization, with the mercy of Narada Muni as well as Lord Vishnu himself, now Dhruva is offering prayers. So, in those prayers, we have seen that, my dear Lord, till now have been performing so many activities, but today, by your transcendental touch, I feel that I've been awakened. Till now, my senses were performing only material activities. They are as good as dead. But today, for the first time by your transcendental touch, all my senses are awakened. And from now on, I'll be able to perform spiritual activities, and hence I can be known as a living person, something like that. Somebody may say, how can you say that? We are also performing all that, we are dead. How dare you to say that we are dead? Then he says that yes, in one sense, both Paramatma and Bhagavan are non-different from each other. But by the entrance of Bhagavan into the core of the heart, a person becomes awakened and one performs all the spiritual activities. But though Paramatma is there in the core of the heart, who is indifferent to the living entity, the Jiva also performs activities being indifferent to Paramatma. Such kind of activities are called mental activities, such kind of situation is called deadly situation. So like that he says. And then he says, among those different variety of people who serve the Lord, who surrender to the Lord, there are four category of devotees. Artho Jignashurarthati Jnanicha Bhartarshapa Chaturvija Badanchi Mam Jana Supritim Arjuna. So of them, the Jnani Bhaktas, they realize, I mean, they know, they have the complete knowledge of the Supreme Lord and they approach the Lord only to get more and more realization, to know the opulences of the Supreme Lord more and more. Then Jignashu Bhakta, with an inquisitiveness to know the Lord, that takes shelter of a pure devotee, having understood the transcendental attributes of Supreme Lord, they will never give up the Supreme Lord. Even Artha Bhakta, when there is intense trouble in the material world, requesting the Lord, being favored by the Lord, they get delivered from this material existence and they are also attached to Supreme Lord. But the fourth one, Artharthi, is very pitiable situation because they come to the Lord only for getting some material blessings. When they get the material blessings, they may forget. They again want to have material blessings. For such a situation, I am also such kind of so-called bhakta. I'm a devotee, but somehow I come to you by the mercy of Narada, but with a desire to get something material. But a pure devotee is always desiring to be serving you by nine prasa bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, etc. Ya nivritis tanubrutam tavapada padma. ध्यानात् भवज्जनकत श्रवणेन व्यास्यात् सा ब्रह्मणि स्वमहिम्नि अपिनाथमाभूत् प्यन्तकाशिललितत् पतितं विमानात्. What is the nature of a true devotee? Then you are telling, my dear Dhruva, that these are four devotees have ulterior motives and all these things. But who is the true devotee? A true devotee does not want Brahman, does not want even Brahman. They only want hmm, Bhavajana Kata Shravanena Vasyat. They only want to hear the wonderful pastimes of your personality being spoken by the mouths of pure devotees. Bhavajana, your pure devotees. And by hearing such pastimes, by discussing and by contemplating upon such wonderful pastimes of your good self, the pure devotees never want even entry into Brahman. Then what to speak of getting heavenly happiness? So that is the state of consciousness of the pure devotees. They are only interested in Bhagavan. They are only interested in doing Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam in relation to Bhagavan. So that's how, having indicated what is his position, now Dhruva Maharaj also indicates what is the position of a pure devotees. So that is where we stopped our discussion. Today we'll continue from lecture number 11 onwards. Yes, Prabhuji, you were saying something?
Prabhuji, what is the meaning of that meditation on the lotus feet of the Lord? In our level, how we will understand it, Prabhuji?
See, it is basically Smaranam. From
Oh,
Bhakti terminology, it is Smaranam. So
mhm.
meditating on the lotus feet means there are two things. See, lotus feet means activities, the pastimes of Supreme Lord, wherever he performs. So wherever the Lord is there, that is where his lotus feet are there. So wherever the lotus feet is, that is where he performs various pastimes. So meditating on the lotus feet of Supreme Lord means meditating on the Lord's pastimes, meditating on the abode where Lord performed pastimes, etc. etc. That is one thing. The other thing is, at the lotus feet of the Lord, all the devotees want to stay. Like we say, Prabhupada. So meditating on the lotus feet means meditating on those devotees who are already situated at the lotus feet of Supreme Lord and who are constantly worshipping the Supreme Lord by the means of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Archanam, etc. So, like that, at different places, Acharyas explain about all these things like this.
Okay. So, Hare Krishna.
Okay. So now we'll continue from 11th verse onwards today. Here, Bhakti composed of hearing and chanting will not be sweet without proper association. Only in the association of devotees, Bhakti becomes relishable. Thus, Dhruva Maharaj prays for the association of those who continuously perform Bhakti. Having stated that, so in the previous verse, Dhruva stated that, so what is the nature of the pure devotees? The pure devotees always want to be in the association of your devotees. There, Tava Pada Padma Dhyana, they continuously meditate upon your lotus feet. How? By hearing the glories of your lotus feet being spoken by Bhavajana, your pure devotees. Unless until we hear, what we can meditate upon. First of all, we need to hear so that we can meditate upon what we hear. So that is what. So now, here, in order to meditate, we need to hear. In order to hear, we need to have the association of pure devotees who will speak. So now the association is very much important. So that is indicated in the next verse. Bhakti moho pravahataam tvai me prasango
भक्तिं मुहुः प्रवहतां त्वयि मे प्रसङ्गो
भूयादनन्तमहताममलाशयानाम्
भूयादनन्तमहताममलाशयानाम्
येनाञ्जसोल्बणम् गुरुव्यसनं भवाब्धिम्
ये येनाञ्जसोल्लभम् उरुव्यसनं भवाब्धिम्
निःशे भवद्गुणकथामृतपानमत्ता
निस्से भवद्गुणकथामृतपानमत्तः. Translation. Uh, Dhruva Maharaj continued, O limited, O unlimited Lord, kindly bless me, so that I may associate with the great devotees who engage in your transcendental loving service constantly, as the waves of a river constantly flow. Such transcendental devotees are completely situated in an uncontaminated state of life. By the process of devotional service, I shall surely be able to cross the nascent ocean of a material existence, which is filled with the waves of blazing fire like dangers. It will be very easy for me, for I am becoming mad to hear about your transcendental qualities and pastime which are eternally existent.
So here Dhruva says, O unlimited Lord, mhm, may I always have the association of great devotees. Mahatam Bhuyad Prasangaha. With pure hearts. What kind of devotees? Whose hearts are completely pure. And also who constantly perform bhakti unto you. Bhakti muhum prabhatam tvayi. Just like Ganga flows continuously towards ocean, like that they should be continuously serving you. Such kind of devotees association I want. But why do you want that association? By this association, intoxicated from drinking the nectar of your pastimes and qualities. Bhavad guna kata amruta panamatta. I shall easily combat the ocean of material existence, full of terrible suffering. He says that only in the association of your pure devotees who are Amalachayas, whose hearts are completely pure, and who are continuously performing bhakti unto you, in their association, I'll get to hear your pastimes. By hearing your pastimes is like drinking the nectar, Krishna Katamurta. By drinking that Krishna Katamurta, I will become mad. In that madness, I can easily surpass the ocean of material existence without any effort, like that. But then he will still have the fear of ocean of suffering caused by samsara. So Lord might say that, no, no, but still, even if you have association of devotees, still there is a fear of Bhavasagara. Then for the answer, Dhruva Maharaj says, raising his hands in pride, Dhruva speaks. I will overpower the terrible ocean of material life, full of countless pains, by the strength of that association. Let it come before me. Let us see. Nothing is impossible for me. So, like that, Dhruva. So, Dhruva being a Kshatriya, so he has that chivalrous nature. So, he speaks like this. I will be drunk with tasting the nectar of your qualities and pastimes. The qualities of material life, such as rivalry, ignorance, and hatred, cannot make this drunkard suffer. Even death cannot touch the person who has drunk immortal nectar. So once I drink that Krishna Kathamrita, no material qualities like Icha, Dvesha, Sukha, Dukkha, all these things will not touch me. What to speak of these qualities? Even death will not touch me. Like that it says. By bhakti produced from association with devotees, one directly meets the Lord. Then one again prays for the association of devotees. Here now you see what happens to Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj. By bhakti produced from the association with the devotees. Dhruva met Narada on the way to forest. By the meeting with Narada Muni, bhakti manifested in the heart of Dhruva. And he performed that bhakti. As a result of that, he had the darshan of the Supreme Lord. Now he is asking the Lord that please give me the association of such devotees more and more. So like that. He is not asking that, my Lord, please give me yourself. No. Instead of that, he said that please give me the association of pure devotees like Narada Muni. This indicates that bhakti in the form of association with devotees is the cause of bhakti, and bhakti is the result of bhakti. So Dhruva meeting Narada resulted in bhakti in Dhruva. As a result of that, he performed bhakti. As a result of that, he attained prema bhakti along with the darshan of the Supreme Lord. Now he is asking, please give me the association of pure devotee so that I can perform more bhakti. Bhakti leads to bhakti only. नैवोद्विजे परदुरत्ययवैतरण्य त्वद्वीर्यगायनमहामृतमग्नचित्ता सोचेततो विमुखचेतसेन्द्रियार्ता माया सुखाय परमुद्वहतो विमूढान्. So this is a prayer offered by Prahlad Maharaj. With the same sentiment, the same mood, he offered the same prayer, similar prayer. Prahlad Maharaj says, I am not disturbed by the insurmountable Vaitarani of the material world, basically the hellish condition of the material world, since my mind is constantly absorbed in the great sweetness of singing your glories. Padvirya Gayana Mahamruta Magna Chitta. I am already mad singing your glories. Dhruva says, I want to become mad by hearing your glories. And Prahlad says, I am already in madness by singing your glories. But I lament for the foolish people who are averse to hearing about you, singing about you, meditating upon your pastimes, because they carry the burden of material responsibilities for gaining material happiness from sense objects. They are only interested in material pleasure. That is a huge weight that they are carrying. As a result of that, they are suffering in the material world. I am only worried about them. Otherwise, for myself, I am already madly intoxicated in describing your wonderful glories. So both Dhruva and Prahlad. So Dhruva says his desire to become mad, and Prahlad says I'm already mad. So like that. The two wonderful personalities of Bhagavatam are telling about it. What should be our goal? We should become mad by hearing, discussing, singing, meditating upon Lord's wonderful pastimes. Like that. So now he further continues. Lord says, but because of the presence of identity with me and mine, it is difficult to avoid disturbances. Oh, you may say that by hearing Krishna Katha, you want to become mad and you can become indifferent to material miseries and you can counteract the death. But that may not be so easy because the me and mine, aham mameti, is so strong. As long as the body is there, one has to encounter this aham mameti and that will lead to so many problems and issues. So, how can you simply become indifferent to all those things? Then Dhruva says, तेन स्मरन्ततितरां प्रियमीशमर्त्यम्
तेन स्मरन्ति अतितरं प्रियमी समर्थ्यम्
एतान् वदस्तुतसुहृद्गृहवित्तधारा
यशान अद सुत श्रुः गृहवीतदार
ये त्वब्जना भवदीयपदारविन्द
यत्त्वब्जनाव वयदीयपदारविन्द
सौगन्ध्यलुब्धहृदयेषु कृतप्रसङ्गा
सौगन्ध्यलुब्धहृदयेषु कृतप्रसङ्गः. Translation. O Lord, who have a lotus navel, if a person happens to associate with a devotee whose heart always hankers after your lotus feet, seeking always their fragrance, he is never attached to the material body or in a bodily relationship to offspring, friends, home, wealth, and wife, which are very, very dear to materialistic persons. Indeed, he does not care for them. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Here, Dhruva Maharaj says, O Lord, with lotus navel, Abjanata, O Padmanabha, O Kamalanabha, something like that. Those who have taken association with those whose hearts have smelled the fragrance of your lotus feet. Bhavadiya Padaravinda Saugandhya Lubdha. They do not care for this very dear material body or things accompanying it. That means those common people who take the association of pure devotees like Nardamni, who are constantly smelling your lotus feet. That means they are constantly meditating upon your lotus feet. Such kind of people do not care for this very dear material body and things associated with that body. And that means they do not show much interest in their body and things associated with the body. What are the things? Such as sons, friends, house, wealth, and wife. So they may not be interested in all these things, having tasted the nectar of your lotus feet, like that. The devotees do not make arrangements for the material body, even though it is very dear. And they forget as well those who are present in relation to the material body, such as sons and friends. Those who take association of the devotees do not care for the body. According to Shlajya Swami, the word tu indicates that these persons, by fixing themselves in yoga, that means bhakti yoga, have given up identification with the body. But this is the nature of the devotees. Since such a devotee is Nishkama Bhakta. So many times in the Bhagavatam, such kind of statements will come. That time we should understand that having no attachment means having no attachment on the material platform. So there is attachment with the family members on the spiritual platform, considering them to be devotees of the Lord and want to be in the association of devotees and all. But at least for a pure devotee of this consciousness here, this is the nature of the devotee since he is Nishkama Bhakta. That means a devotee, in one sense, who has in the midst of people who are not devotees. So the pure devotee is not interested, not so attached to people who are not devotees. So from that point of view, we have to understand. So such kind of statements comes very often in the Bhagavatam. Is not attached to anybody in this. Matlab, no attachment in relation to in the view of material existence. But from the spiritual point of view, there is attachment. Even Kunti Maharani says, please cut my attraction toward the Pandavas and Yadavas. Let my mind only flow towards your lotus feet. That means let me not become attached to Pandavas or Yadavas on the bodily platform. Let me have attachment to them only on the platform of being your devotees. Something like that. At least this is my understanding. There could be a better understanding also, I'm not sure. So a similar kind of statement comes in the 10th canto 87th chapter. The prayers offered by the Vedas personified. There they say, the Shrutis say, the wise souls who understand how your Maya deludes all human beings render potent loving service to you. That means the pure devotees understanding that how Maya bewilders one, they only engage in pure devotional service. Who are the source of unto you, who are the source of liberation from birth and death, because only it is you who can deliver them from the material existence. Then they say, how indeed can fear of material life affect your faithful servant? How can such a devotees are disturbed by the death? No, not at all. On the other hand, your frowning eyebrows, the triple rimmed wheel of time, repeatedly terrify those who refuse to take shelter of you. On the other hand, others who do not take shelter of your lotus feet, they are always uh, defeated by the time. They need to follow the time dictates of time. They cannot say that we have defeated, we have controlled time, we have overcome time, like that they cannot say. That means they'll take birth and die at the designated time. That is understanding. And there is one more verse comes in the 25th chapter, 3rd canto also. Jarayati Ashya Kosham Nigiranam Analoyata. How bhakti works? Bhakti, or devotional service, dissolves the subtle body of the living entity without separate effort, just as fire in the stomach digests all that we eat. That means when we execute bhakti, that bhakti transforms our gross body and subtle body into spiritual body. Or it dissolves the gross body and subtle body. It means it dissolves our material existence. It will award us spiritual existence. That is understanding. Just like when we eat food, the digestifier automatically digests all the food and transforms it into energy that is useful for our survival. So in that way. From these verses, it is understood that destruction of samsara is a secondary effect of bhakti, unsought by devotees. But attaining Krishna Prema is the primary effect of bhakti, which is sought by the devotees. Devotees practice bhakti to get Prema Bhakti, not to get liberation from this material world or any other things. So that is understood from these prayers and the quotations. So, like that, Dhruva is offering prayers one after the other. So, he talks about the different variety of devotees Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi, Jnani, and Uttama Bhakta. So, about talking about all these devotees. Now, he continues further. Lord says, if that is so, you seems that you know everything. You are talking about big, big words about Artha Bhakta, Artharthi Bhakta, Jnani Bhakta, and Jignasu Bhakta, Uttama Bhakta, all this about you, you seems to be know everything. Then why did you worship the Lord with a desire for position greater than that attained by your forefathers? So you're talking about Uttama Bhaktas who does not even become attached to family members, but after you were asking about a position superior to that of Brahma, your great grandfather. So what is that? Why it is so? So for this question, now Dhruva responds. तिर्यन्नगद्विजसरीसृपदेव दैत्या
तिर्यं नगद्विजसरिसृपदेव दैत्य
मर्त्यादिभिः परिचितं सदसद्विशेषम्
मर्त्यादिभिः परिचितं सदस विशेषम्
रूपं स्तविष्टमजते महदादनेकम्
स्तविष् रूपं स्तविष्टम् अजते महदाद्यनेकम्
नाता परं परमवेद्मि न यत्र वादः
नातः परम वेद्मि यत्र वादः. Translation: My dear Lord, O Supreme Unborn, I know that the different varieties of living entities, such as animals, trees, birds, reptiles, demigods, and human beings, are spread throughout the universe, which is caused by the total material energy. And I know that they are sometimes manifest and sometimes unmanifest. But I have never experienced the supreme form I behold as I see you now. Now all kinds of methods of theorizing have come to an end. Hare Krishna.
O unbound Lord, previously I knew. So the is telling that till now, this is my understanding. When Lord asked, so why did you ask for such a huge desire that you wanted a place superior to that of your great grandfather? So for that, Dhruva is telling that. So my dear Lord, before being touched by your lotus hand, that conch shell, before realized the essence of the Vedic truths, what was my consciousness? He says that previously and before that, I only knew the variety of gross and subtle elements manifest in the form of animals, plants, birds, snakes. That means in my childhood, from my parents and other people in my home, I have learnt about different animals, different plants, different birds, snakes, devatas, demons, humans, and the total universal form. And basically, in general, about the universe. How, what are the different things in the universe? What are the abodes of devatas? This, that, all these things. I have learnt from my parents and also other elders, composed of Mahatattva and other elements. Basically, I learnt about this universe and things in the universe. Different people, different positions, different gradations, and different locations, all these things. He says that, O Supreme Lord, but I did not know what was superior to that material form. That means I did not know what is beyond this material universe, what is this material creation, what is beyond this material creation, about the spiritual world and the Supreme Lord. All this information I do not know. and did not know the form of Brahman in which sound does not exist. That basically, I did not know anything about Vaikunta, Bhagavan, Paramatma, Brahman, Brahmajyoti. That basically what I knew is all about something within the universe. I did not know anything beyond the universe. Because he was a 5 years old boy, how much he can understand, how much his parents can teach him. So that much he understood. That's why my desire is also in relation to this universe only, not something beyond this universe. So I wanted to get something which is biggest in the entire universe. Padam Tribhuvana Utkrishtam. Because this universe is called as three Bhuvanas. So I wanted something topmost among the three Bhuvanas. So that is what one can think of the maximum thing, one who knows about only this universe. So like that. I know the varieties of grass and subtle spread among the animals, humans, trees, birds, snakes, devatas, demons, and humans, etc. And I now know the total universal form whose causes are the elements like Matatva. And that much only I know. So this universe and what are the different divisions of the universe and how it is made, etc. etc. Dhruva then speaks in the present tense because of nearness to the present. This is determined just now only. Few minutes back only, Lord touched him. So before that, Dhruva's understanding is only this much. I knew until the present time, O Supreme Lord, I did not know your form of consciousness and bliss, which is non-material, beyond the universal form. I also did not know your form as Brahman, in which there is no sound. Basically says that I do not know anything about Vaikunta, about you, the Bhagavan, about Paramatma, your partial manifestation, and about Brahman, your greatness, and about the Brahmajyoti, the abode of Brahman. All these things I do not know. Because I am ignorant, being a child, I thought only of insignificant things. What can be done? Being a child, I only know this much. And among that, what is the topmost thing I asked for? What can I do? Now, however, being touched by your conch, Brahmamayena Kamuna, I have understood the meaning of all the Vedas. Therefore, I offer myself to you, to your lotus feet. But now, by the transcendental touch of your counsel, I realize what is what. Now I do not desire anything material. Instead, I want to offer myself to you completely. So that's what he says. The internal meaning of this is the verse spoken by Dhruva in another Purana. तानाभिलाषितपसि स्थितोऽहं त्वां प्राप्तुवान् देवमुनीन्द्रगुह्यं काचं विचिन्वमपि दिव्यरत्नं स्वामिन् कृतार्थोऽस्मि वरं न याचे. Wherein Dhruva said, Dhruva Maharaj says, O my lord, because I was seeking an opulent material position, I was performing severe type of penance and austerity. Now I have gotten you, that means I have had your darshan, who are very difficult for the great devata, saintly persons and kings to attain. The darshan of your transcendental form is very difficult for others, but somehow I got. I was searching after a piece of glass, but instead I have found a most valuable jewel. Therefore, I am so satisfied that I do not wish to ask any benediction from you. Swamin Pritarthosmi Varamna Yache. Though when I met Narada Muni, I expressed my desire that I wanted to get a place superior to that of Brahmaji. But now, after having darshan of your transcendental form, I have no desire. I just want to surrender myself onto you. Swamin Kritarthosmi, I am completely satisfied. Varamna Yache, I do not want any blessing. It's like that. That means when one is blessed by Guru or Guru and Krishna, when one is empowered with the realization of Supreme Lord, one should not desire for material blessings. If one is desiring material blessings means one is not favored by the Guru and Krishna. Like that we can understand. So this is the transformation we can see in Dhruva. So now Dhruva says, before the touch of your conscience, I do not know anything. But now, I only know about this material world, things in the material world. I do not know anything about you. But now, by the touch of your transcendental conch, I know about you also. Then Lord asks, oh, what do you know about me? Please tell me. Now, in 3 verses, Dhruva talks about Bhagavan, Paramatma, and Brahman. The three features of the Supreme Lord, how the Lord is different from the living entities, all those things, what he understood. That Dhruva will state now in 3 verses. Hare Krishna, is everything okay? Any questions till now?
No, Prabhuji.
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna Prabhu, I have a question.
Hmm.
Prabhuji, is there any connection of Dhruva Maharaj's previous birth?
We don't know. It does
Okay.
not matter what was the previous birth and all, but at least in this birth, he had the mercy of his mother as well as Narada Muni. So, in that way, we can understand.
Okay, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
There could be something, there may not be something. Even if we know, it is good. If we don't know, also it is not a problem. But at least in this very lifetime, we can see. Though he had a desire, but eventually now what kind of transformation he went through. By the mercy that he received from his mother, from Narada Muni and from the Lord. Like that. So now in next 3 verses, Dhruva will explain about his understanding about the absolute truth in 3 features: Bhagavan, Paramatma, and Brahman. Let us see. Kalpantayetadakilam jatarena grihnan. Hare Krishna, request all the devotees one after the other to unmute and repeat.
कल्पान्त एतद् अखिलं जठरेण ग्रहणम्
ते ते पुमान् स्वदृगदन्तशकस्तदङ्काय
ते ते पुमान् स्वदृग् अनन्तसखस्तदङ्के
यन्नाभिसिन्धुरुह काञ्चनलोकपद्मा
यन्नाभिसिन्धूरुह काञ्चनलोकपद्मा
गर्भेद्युमान् भगवते प्रणतोऽस्मि तस्मै.
गर्भेद्युमान् भगवते प्रणतोऽस्मि तस्मै. Translation: My dear Lord, at the end of each millennium, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, dissolves everything manifested within the universe into his belly. He lies down on the lap of Sheshanaga. From his navel sprouts a golden lotus flower on a stem, and on that lotus, Lord Brahma is created. I can understand that you are the same Supreme Godhead. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Hare Krishna.
So, his understanding about Bhagavan, Mahavishnu, he talks in this verse. Mahavishnu and Garbhodaksha Vishnu, both of them. Accepting in his abdomen all the 14 lokas at the end of the Kalpa, the Supreme Lord, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, the friend of Ananta, seeing only within himself, sleeps on the lap of Ananta. Lord Brahma, who appears in the center of the golden lotus, forming the planets which rises from the lotus navel of the Lord. I offer respects to the Supreme Lord. Basically, briefly, he indicates about Garbhodaksha Vishnu, who is an expansion of Karnaksha Vishnu, and whose expansion is Kshirodaksha Vishnu, who is standing in front of Dhruva. Kshirodaksha Vishnu is standing in front of Dhruva, and Kshirodaksha Vishnu is expansion of Garbhodaksha Vishnu, and Garbhodaksha Vishnu is expansion of Karnaksha Vishnu, and he is talking about the pastimes of Garbhodaksha Vishnu. The Lord as Garbhodaksha Vishnu sees in himself. He does not see outside, since he is engaged in Yoga Nidra. He sleeps on the lap of Shesha in the waters of Garbhodaka ocean. In the center of the golden lotus composed of the 14 lokas, which has arisen newly from the lotus navel of Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Brahma appears. I only bow to him to please you. Let me offer obeisance to Garbhodaksha Vishnu to please you, my dear Lord, who are standing in front of me. But I am not capable of serving him at all. So for this universe, Garbhodakashaya Vishnu is the Lord and Master. For entire material creation, Karnodakashaya Vishnu is the Lord and Master. For the entire spiritual world and material worlds, Mahanarayana is the Lord and Master. So something like that. But at least as of now, since Dhruva is inside the universe, in relation to the universe, is talking about Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, who is the Lord of the universe. Because at the end of the day of Brahma, at the time of Pralaya, all the living entities up to Brahma and all the 14 lokas up to Satyaloka, they all enter into the body of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. They take rest for the entire night of Brahma. Then early in the morning next day, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu looks into his own abdomen. As a result of that, the 14 lokas come out of his navel in the form of a huge lotus. Then Garbhodakshaya Vishnu expands the Kshurakshaya Vishnu, enters into that lotus as Paramatma. Then on top of that lotus there appears Lord Brahma, who then divides the lotus into 14 divisions and fills with 14 variety of living entities. So therefore, I offer my obeisances to Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, who is the Lord and Master of the entire universe, and whose expansion is you who are standing in front of me. So like that. So in one verse, while talking about the middle person, he also talks about Karnodakshaya Vishnu, who expands as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and he talks about Kyodakshaya Vishnu, who is an expansion of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. So he talks about the three Purusha avatars, main lords of the entire material creation. So this is about Bhagavan. How am I different from the Jivas if I also go to sleep? So you have been talking about sleep, so much sleep. This person goes to sleep after the annihilation and wakes up only and looks into his own abdomen at the time of the morning, and he does not do anything else, only sleep. So then now is he Lord? Are people also sleeping? Everyone in this world also sleeping, and if I am also sleeping, how is this Lord Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is different from the ordinary living entities? That is the question. Yes, both of them sleep, but both their sleep is different. Our sleep is ignorance, Lord's sleep is Yoga Nidra. So both are different. And also in addition to that difference, there are many other differences between the Supreme Lord and Jiva. They are listed in this next verse. Tvam Nitya Mukta Parishuddha Vibuddha Atma
त्वं नित्यमुक्तपरिशुद्धविबुद्धात्मा
Kutastha Adi Purusho Bhagavamstradisha
कूटस्थ आदिपुरुषो भगवान्स्त्र्यधीशः
Yadbuddhyavastitamakanditaya Swadrishtya
यद्बुद्धवस्थितम् अखण्डितया स्वदृष्ट्या
दृष्टा स्थितावविमुखो sorry दृष्टा स्थितावविमुखो व्यतिरिक्तास्ते
दृष्टा स्थितावधिमखो व्यतिरिक्त आस्ते. My Lord, by your unbroken transcendental glance, you are the supreme witness of all stages of intellectual activities. You are eternally liberated. Your existence is situated in pure goodness, and you are existent in the supersoul without change. You are the original personality of Godhead, full with six opulences, and you are eternally the master of the three modes of material nature. Thus, you are always different from the ordinary living entities. As Lord Vishnu, you maintain all the affairs of entire universe, and yet you stand aloof and are the enjoyer of the results of all sacrifices.
so here Dhruva seeing Garbhodakshaya Vishnu both as Bhagavan as well as Paramatma, what are the different attributes, qualities and characteristics both Bhagavan and Paramatma exhibit? So they are listed here as a comparison with how the Lord is different from the Jivatma. That has been indicated in this verse. He says, "Oh my dear Lord, you are completely different from Jiva. How? Because you are eternally liberated, Nitya Mukta. Jiva is not eternally liberated. You are completely pure, omniscient soul, Parishuddha Vishuddha Atma. You are Parishuddha, you are completely pure. Jiva सवाल नहीं. Omniscient soul, you are all knowing. जीवा अपने बारे में पता नहीं उनको. possessing one form over all time, Kutastha. You are always the same Bhagavan. You will not change. Sri Krishna, Sri Rama, Vishnu, or any other form of the Lord, Narasimha, Vaman, they are always eternally remains as it is. But Jivatma, अभी 60-70 ह्यूमन बीइंग बाद में 10-20 कुत्ता बिल्ली ये वो देवता मनुष्य पशु पक्षी इत्यादि keep changing their form. So in that way, you are the final cause, the Purusha, Parama Purusha. You are the Adi Purusha. And Jivatva is not even nothing. Endowed with all good qualities. Bhagavan, you are endowed with all 6 transcendental qualities. And Jiva not even possess material qualities. You are the controller of the 3 gunas, 3 Adisha. And but we are controlled by 3 gunas. You are stable in your intelligence. Yet buddhi avasthitam. Your intelligence remains stable. But Jiva's intelligence constantly changes. So while waking, he thinks something. While sleeping in the dream, he thinks about something else. In the deep sleep, he does not think only. So I saw is here and there. But Lord, whether in the awake state and in the yoga nidra, it is always active. Lord is aware of everything about everyone. So in that way. And you are the constant seer through the Chit Shakti. Akandita Swadrishta Dushta. You are Paramatma. As Paramatma, you are witnessing each and every activity of everyone. And many times we do not notice what we are doing also, then what to speak of knowing about others. The maintain of the entire universe. We can't even maintain ourselves, but the Lord maintain the entire universe. And you are the controller of the sacrifice. You are Adhimaka, you are Yajna Purusha. We can't even perform a sacrifice, then what to speak of controlling. So like that. Then Dhruva says, thus, my dear Lord, you are eternally liberated and the Jiva becomes liberated only by your mercy. You are completely pure and the Jiva is completely contaminated. You are omniscient and the Jiva has little knowledge. You are Atma and the Jiva has a bodily covering which is material. That means you are completely transcendental. As of now, the Jiva possesses material body also. You are without change. The Jiva is changeable. Or you extend over all time in one form, but the Jiva takes on different forms in different lifetimes. You are the cause with the form of the Purusha. As Mahavishnu, as Karmadaksha Vishnu, the first Purusha, you are the material cause of the material creation. The Jiva is not the cause and has the form of woman, man, and neutral entity. Sometimes the Jiva is in the male body, sometimes female body, sometimes in the neutral body. You are Bhagavan, and the Jiva is without Bhaga. Jiva does not possess those Bhaga qualities. Aishwaryasya Saga Samagrasya Viryasya Shasriya. Such kind of quality Jiva does not possess. So in that way. You are the master of the 3 gunas. The Jiva is controller of the gunas. Controlled by the gunas. You are stable in intelligence. The Jiva's intelligence is subjected to conditions of waking, sleeping, and dreaming. You are the continuous witness by your indestructible Shakti. But the Jiva has disturbed vision because his intelligence undergoes waking, dreaming, and sleeping. So we cannot know about ourselves only, then what to speak of knowing anybody else. What we did yesterday, we immediately forget. We don't remember. You are situated in action to maintain the universe. So Lord is always focused about the maintaining the universe. The Jiva cannot even maintain himself. We need everything from outside to maintain ourselves. You preside over sacrifice. The Jiva is dependent on sacrifice. Annat bhavanti bhutani parjanyad anna sambhava yajnat bhavanti parjanyo. When there is yajna, we get rains. When there is rains, we get food. So we depend on yajna. But the Lord is the master of yajna. So in that way. Therefore, you are different from Jiva. So these are various qualities and characteristics that distinguish the Lord from the Jiva. How Jiva and Lord are different. How Bhagavan and Paramatma are different from Jivatma are indicated in these 2 verses. Indirectly, he is talking about the attributes of Paramatma and Bhagavan, the different characteristics and qualities of Bhagavan. His knowledge about Bhagavan is indicated, Bhagavan and Paramatma are indicated in these 2 verses. I know that your activities such as sleeping are actions of your Chit Shakti. Your sleeping is not like our sleeping. Your sleeping is Yoga Nidra. Even though you sleep, but you are aware of everything. When we sleep, we are not aware of anything. That is the difference. Thus, having described the personal form of the Lord, Dhruva now described the impersonal form of Brahman. So, in 3 verses, Bhagavan, Paramatma, and Brahman. So, like that. Yasmin viruddhagatayo hi anisham patanti
यस्मिन् विरुद्धगतयो निशं पतन्ति
vidyadayo vividashasya anupurvayat
विद्यायोगशक्तया अनुपूर्यात्
तद्ब्रह्म विश्वभवमेकमनन्तमाद्यम्
तद्ब्रह्म विश्वभुवनेकमनन्तमाद्यम्
आनन्दमात्रमविकारमहं प्रपद्ये
आनन्दमात्रमविकारमहं प्रपद्ये. Translation. My dear Lord, in your impersonal manifestation of Brahman, there are always two opposing elements, knowledge and ignorance. Your multi-energies are constantly manifest, continually manifest, but the impersonal Brahman, which is undivided, original, changeless, unlimited, and blissful, is the cause of material manifestation. Because you are the same impersonal Brahman, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you.
O Lord, I surrender to the one infinite original Brahman, that basically Ananta Brahma, who is bliss alone, Ananda Matram, unchanging, Avikaram, the cause of the entire universe, Vishwabhavam, within which are always seen Yasyam Anisham Patanti, within which are always seen successively various energies such as Vidya having contrary natures. So basically, the Brahman is the master of Maya, and through that Maya, Brahman manifests the entire material existence. Sarvam Kalau Idam Brahma. Like that, basically. So there is a brief description about Brahman. I surrender to the unchangeable bliss alone, the Brahman which is Lord's greatness, manifested by Bhakti Mishra Jnana to those absorbed in Shantarasa alone. Situated far from the Lord, who are incapable of accepting the various qualities of the eternally conscious Lord. So basically, Brahman is a manifestation of Supreme Lord without any qualities, attributes, and form, and it is situated away from the Supreme Lord, which is realized by the practice of Bhakti Mishra Jnana. The Jnanis who have little Bhakti within it, they can realize Brahman, and they are situated in Shantarasa. Because they can't exchange Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya rasas with Brahman. Only Shanta rasa is there. So Brahman is peaceful and you are peaceful. So like that. Though appearing to have no Shaktis, within the Brahman are always seen successively various Shaktis such as Vidya. So basically, the Brahman seems to be not possessing nothing, but not like that. Brahman is also a transcendental form of the Supreme Lord, the absolute truth. So just like Supreme Lord possesses so many spiritual energies, Brahman also possesses some energies. Among them, Vidya is a prominent energy. The Vidya is knowledge, Chin Matram, because Brahman is called as knowledge. So, same way, the Brahman possesses so many energies of knowledge and bliss, etc. etc. So, in that way. According to the amount of bhakti, the person will be close to the Supreme Lord. For those having a small amount of bhakti through Bhakti Mishra Jnana, who cannot realize the variety of qualities in the Supreme Lord, for such people, you appear first as Brahman possessing Vidya Shakti. If a person does not have enough intelligence or enough qualification to understand your spiritual qualities, for such people, you become you will be realized as Brahman without qualities, without attributes, without form, without all these things, but having some energy known as Vidya Shakti, etc. And then for people who are a little bit elevated, you appear at the Purusha, Paramatma, the Karnadaksha Vishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Hridaksha Vishnu, possessing Maya Shakti, the cause of the universe, Vishwabhavam, to those with a little more bhakti. For those people who have very little bhakti uh, and practice jnana along with little bhakti, they cannot realize the Bhagavan. So you give them the realization of Brahman. But for those who have little more mature bhakti, for them, you give them the realization that you are the Paramatma, you are the Karnadaksha Vishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Hridaksha Vishnu, from whom the material universe is created. So like that. But for those who have more bhakti, those who are with complete bhakti, they will realize Bhagavan, the Lord of Vaikuntha, possessing unlimited Shaktis, having all powers and sweetness. One who enters deeply in the Lord realizes the Lord as the ocean of grace, surprise, arts, beauty, and pastimes. So one who has more bhakti will realize all these different attributes of the Supreme Lord. There is an example given. Persons situated from far, a town cannot be understand. A town cannot understand. So for those people who are standing at a far distance from a town, they cannot understand the town in detail. They may not know the all details of the town. From far, they may understand that there is a town. That much only they know. They see only an object in front. So everywhere is the forest, but in one place, in the midst of the trees, there are some different colored things. So one thinks that there could be a town, something like that. Even seeing from the top of a mountain, from far distant. If they are somewhat closer to the town, they see so many trees. If they approach near the town, then they see that it is a town with different groves, towers, gates, houses, and flags, etc. On entering the town, when they come in the nearby vicinity of the town, they see all these things: the gopurams, the towers, the trees, the tall things, big things on the upper surface they see. But when you enter into the town, so what all you see? One realizes it is a place for enjoying with colorful ponds, roads, markets, intersections, arenas, dancing, singing, and instrumental music, and everything is there inside that. So that is how Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan perception. So Brahman is from far from the top of the mountain, you only see that it is a little different. The entire area is forest. In the middle of the forest, it is some different colored object is there. It could be a town. When you come nearby, one sees that there are so many variegatedness among the plants, and also the gopurams, the tall buildings. Only taller things are visible. That means there is some visheshana, there is some variety. Some form is there, some variety is there, some attributes are there. But when you actually enter into the town, you understand the people, roads, buildings, so all the other things, etc. So one scriptural statement here it is said that Narada realized Krishna as a mass of light, and then realized that it was a form of it is a form with a body. Then he recognized various limbs and understood that this was a man. So basically, there is a verse which talks about the gradual realization of Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan with an example of Narada. What are these Shaktis? What kind of Shaktis that Brahman possesses? They are contrary in nature. They are the opposites, cause effect, something like that. Though there are opposites such as knowledge and ignorance, creation and destruction, being born and not being born, being inactive and full of pastimes, being neutral Atmarama and being affectionate to the devotees, They are inconceivable energies, eternally situated in you, the Lord of conflicting qualities. Basically, the Lord consisting of conflicting qualities are existing in the Brahman aspect. So more details we don't know, but as of now, this much only. The neutral Atma Ramas being affectionate to the devotees, they understand all these things. So in that way. Like Isha Upanishad talks about so many things. Tadure, Tadantike, is far, is near, is inside, is outside, is everywhere. He does not go anywhere, but he travels faster than the Devatas. So all the conflicting qualities are attributed to Brahman. They are there, but they are conflicting. So it is very difficult for us to understand as of now. So like that. So in this way, in 3 verses, Dhruva Maharaj talked about Bhagavan, Paramatma, and Brahman. How he understood these 3 features of absolute truth that he briefly explained. After everything is over, now Dhruva is asking his final, submitting his final blessing, final desire that, my dear Lord, I don't know what is good for me. Just like a mother cow gives what is good for the baby calf, similarly, you please take care of me. You please give me what pleases you. Though I have come to you with a material ambition, but I think that is not required for me. But whatever it is, whether something is good or not good, I do not understand. May you please ascertain it and award me accordingly. That is the final prayer offered by Dhruva now here. So before that, Lord is saying, "Oh, my dear Dhruva, it is true. You know my Swarupa. You know what you spoke about Bhagavan, Paramatma, and Brahman are all true. Thus, I can understand that you know about my Swarupa. Though now you are without material desire, I will give you the result that you previously were determined to achieve. Please take it." The Lord is saying that. So, but though you don't have any material desires now, but I'll give you because you come to me asking for a desire. I cannot say no to that. I'll give you. Then Dhruva says, describing his ignorant, Dhruva prays for the sweetness. So he says that I do not know what is good for me or what is not good for me. Please, just like a mother cow takes care of the baby cow, you please take care of me. So like that, Dhruva is offering his final prayer. Also, he says that please award me the sweetness of Prema, the sweetness of Krishna Prema. Please give me that also. So he says that. तत्सत्याशिषो हि भगवंस्तव पादपद्मम्
सत्याशिषो हि भगवांस्तव पादपद्मम्
आशिस्ततानुभजता पुरुषार्थमूर्ते
आशिस्तथानु भजता पुरुषार्थमूर्ते
आप्येवमर्य भगवान् परिपाति दीनान्
अपि एवमार्य भगवान् परिपाति दीनान्
वार्षेववस्तकमनुग्रहकातरोऽस्मान्
वाश्रेववतसकम् अनुग्रह कातरोऽस्मान्. My Lord, O Supreme Lord, you are the supreme personified form of all benediction. Therefore, for one who abides in your devotional service with no other desire, worshipping your lotus feet is better than becoming king and lording it over a kingdom. That is the benediction of worshipping your lotus feet. To ignorant devotees like me, you are the causelessly merciful maintainer, just like a cow who takes care of the newly born calf by supplying milk and giving it protection from attack.
Yeah. So this is the final prayer offered by Dhruva. Says, "O Lord, You are the very form of all human goals, Purushartha Murte, and you are obtainable by those who worship you continually without material. Ashish Tata Anubhajatam. Those people who are continuously worshipping you without anchoring for any material desires, they will obtain you. Your lotus feet are the highest attainable blessing, surpassing material blessings like acquisition of a kingdom, etc. Satya Ashisha. That means it is Satya Ashirvad. It is the best Ashirvad one can ask for. That is your lotus feet. Oh Master, the Lord maintains even unfortunate persons like me, giving a small taste for those feet, since he is eager to give mercy. Anugraha Kataro. The Lord is always eager to distribute his causeless mercy upon everyone, even to the ignorant. And here, one such ignorant is standing in front of you, my dear Lord. Please bless this ignorant fool with little Krishna Prema. Just like a cow which nourishes and protects her calf. Like that. O Lord, your lotus feet are the highest blessing, the supreme result, more than the acquisition of a kingdom. Because previously I have come to you asking for a kingdom, asking for a position that is superior to that of Brahma, as good as the kingdom. But in comparison to that, your lotus feet is much, 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 much better. So I don't ask your lotus feet completely, but little, a small iota of taste for your lotus feet. Please give me that. That is the desire of Dhruva. For whom am I the highest blessing? So when Dhruva said, you are the highest blessing, but for whom? You are the personification of the Purusharthas for those who worship you without material desires. For people who worship you for material desires, for them the material blessing itself is the highest. For them you are not the highest. Their desire, the blessing is the highest. But for those who are worshipping you without any material desires, you are the highest. It's like that. But you maintain even the wretched persons like us who worship you with desires by giving a little sweetness of your lotus feet obtained by worship without any desire. Anyway, those who worship you without any material desires, for them you are anyway you award Krishna Prema. But you should also award little Krishna Prema to those who are worshipping you, to those who are worshipping your lotus feet with a desire to fulfill their material desires. So, like this is the request of Dhruva. So, what is the reason? Why are you asking like this now? Because you are eager to give mercy, thinking, because he is a young boy, even though he does not know pure bhakti to me, I will give him a taste of pure bhakti's result, my sweetness. So you will become attracted to pure bhakti. So, my dear Lord, you might be thinking that this small boy does not know what is good, what is not good. Let me give a small taste for him, a taste to him about the pure bhakti. So, anyway, you always think like that. That's why I'm asking that. Even ignorant fool like me can be blessed by you. Please bless me with little taste of Krishna Prema. Something like that. Thus, you are like a cow who makes the ignorant calf drink milk, even though the calf does not serve the cow, and who protects the calf from wild animals like wolves. When the when it is born or eventually when it is grows also, a calf will never serve the cow. But cow, when the calf is small, takes care of the calf by feeding her own milk and protecting the calf from other wild animals, etc., etc., etc. Like that. Same way, I don't have any qualification to serve you. I'm like a small baby calf. So, as a mother cow, you please take care. Similarly, you should let me have a taste of the sweetness of bhakti at your lotus feet and protect me from the obstacles to bhakti in the form of material desires. So, this is the final desire of Prahlad, Dhruva Maharaj. The same prayer again. So, here he says that till now, before your darshan, I have been looking for the broken piece of glasses, the position superior to that of Brahma. But now after having had your darshan, I don't want anything else. I just want a small iota of prema for your lotus feet. Prema bhakti, a little, a glimpse of prema bhakti. That's all. I don't want anything else. So this is the request of Dhruva. With this request, Dhruva concludes his prayers. Okay, any questions?
No, Prabhuji.
No, Prabhuji.
So now, further this discussion goes. Now Maitreya is speaking. Athabhistuta evam vai
अथाभिस्तुत एवं वै
तत्संकल्पेन धीमता
सत्संकल्पेन धीमता
वृत्त्यानुरक्तो भगवान्
वृत्त्यानुरक्त भगवान्
प्रतिनन्देदमब्रवीत्.
प्रतिनन्देदमब्रवीत्. Yes. So the great says, Maitra continued, my dear Vidura, when Dhruva Maharaj, who had good intention in his heart, finished his prayer, the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, who is very kind to his devotees and servant, congratulated him, speaking as follows.
So now Maitreya says that after hearing himself praised thus by the intelligent boy, having great determination, the Supreme Lord, attracted to his servant, accepted the praises and then spoke as follows. Now the Lord is responding, being pleased with the prayers offered by Dhruva. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Hare Krishna, somebody reply.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Vedaham te vyavasitam
Vedaham te vivasitam
Hridhi Rajanya Bhalaka
Ridhi Rajanya Balaka
Tat Prayachami Bhadram te
Tatrayachami Bhadram te
Durapam Api Suvrata.
Durapam Api Subrata. The personality of Godhead said, my dear Dhruva, son of the king, you have executed pious vows, and I also know the desire within your heart. Although your desire is very ambitious and very difficult to fulfill, I shall favor you with its fulfillment. All good fortune unto you.
So now the Lord responds, O Prince, determined in vows, I know what you resolved in your heart. All auspiciousness to you. I will award that place rarely achieved and also prema. So previously Dhruva had a desire that he wanted to get a place superior to that of Brahma, and now he had a desire that he want to get a iota of prema. So Lord says, I know both of your desires, I will fulfill both the desires. Don't worry. Like that. Oh Prince, your desire for power is natural because you have been born in the Kshatriya dynasty. Naturally, a Kshatriya kid always want to have a kingdom. There is no mistake in that. Therefore, I will fulfill that desire. And Dhruva says, no, but then you will not give prema. So, my dear Lord, now I have a desire to attain your prema. Are you not giving that? Lord says, there let there be all auspicious unto you, Dhruva, Bhadramte. Do not worry, I will also give you prema. This is indicated by the word api. So when Dhruva says that, no, no. So you mean to say that you are giving me kingdom and you are going back? No, no, no. I will give you prema also, which you are asking now. So like that. You previously said, Pradam Tivobanotkrushtam Jigisho Sadhu Vartmame Bruhi Asmat Pitrivir Brahman Anne Rapi Adishtitam. O Brahmana, O Narada, please tell the correct method for me, desiring the best position 3 worlds, which has not been attained by my forefathers or others. So please accept that place now. So now Lord saying that, please accept that place now. So which is that place which is superior to that of the topmost position in the three worlds? So which is the best position in three worlds? That means the 14 planetary systems. Bhuloka, Bhurloka, Svargaloka, Maharloka, Janloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. Of these 14 lokas, which are divided into three divisions, what is the best place? Padam Tribhuvana Utkrishtam. So, which is the best place among the 14 lokas of the universe? So that I will give you. Now Lord will tell what is that, which is the place which is superior to that of Dhamma. नान्ये अधिष्ठितं भद्रं भद्राय नान्ये अधिष्ठितर्भद्रा
नान्यादिष्टं भद्र
यद्राजिष्णु ध्रुवक्षिति
यद्भ्राजिष्णु ध्रुवोक्षिति
यत्र ग्रहार्क्षताराणां
यत्र ग्रहाक्षताराणां
ज्योतिषां चक्रमाहितम्
ज्योतिषां चक्रमाहितम्
मेद्यं गोचक्रवस्तांशु
नित्यं गोचक्रस्रंसु
परस्तात् कल्पवासिनाम्
परस्तात् कल्पवासिनम्
धर्मोऽग्नि कश्यपो शुक्रो
धर्मोऽग्निकश्यपः शुक्रो
मुनयो एव नौकसः
मुनयो ये बनौकस
चरन्ति दक्षिणीकृत्य
चरन्ति दक्षिणीकृत्य
भ्रमन्तो यात्र तारका
भ्रमन्तो यत् सतारक Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead continued, My dear Dhruva, I shall award you the glowing planet known as the pole star, which will continue to exist even after the dissolution at the end of the millennium. No one has ever ruled this planet, which is surrounded by all the solar system, planets, and stars. All the luminaries in the sky circumambulate this planet, just as bulls trade around a central pole for the purpose of crushing rains, keeping the pollster at their right. All the stars inhabited by the great sages like Dharma, Agni, Kashyapa, and Shukra circumambulate this planet, which continues to exist even after the dissolution of all others.
So that Lord Vishnu is saying that, oh fortunate boy, I give you that radiant place which is eternal, Durgakshiti. So you are asking for a topmost place in the entire universe. I'll give you a topmost and eternal place in the entire universe, which is not attained by anyone else. Dhruva also told something, so which was not attained by my forefathers and others also. So Lord says, yes, this place is not attained by anyone else. Na anyay radhishtitam. The zodiac of the planets, constellations, and stars, the Navagrahas, 27 nakshatras, 12 rashis, and unlimited tarakas, they are all revolving around it, keeping the Dhruva Loka, the pole star, at the center. All the luminaries in the sky, they are revolving around it. Like oxen walked around a central pillar to, to grind grains. That place remains till the end of the Brahma's life. Parastat Kalpavasinam. So this place is never destroyed within the entire lifespan of Brahma. So some examples are Bharani, Kritika, Cancer, Venus, and the Big Dipper. They revolve around Dhruva Loka in clockwise direction along with the stars. Bharani and Kritika are the constellations. Cancer is the Rashi and Venus is the planet. So here you have no Graha, Riksha, Tara, Jyotisham. Graha means planets. Among the planets we have Venus. Riksha means constellations. Among the constellations we have Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, etc. And Jyotisha means 12 Rashis. Among them we have Cancer. The Cancer, Capricorn, we say, no? Cancer means uh, Karkataka Rashi. So like that. And the Big Dipper means Saptarushi Mandal. The question mark type 7 stars are there, na? All these are continuously revolving around Dhruvaloka in the clockwise direction, along with the stars. And Tarakas are also there. Tara is there, na? Along with the Tarakas. So everything that we see in the sky, they are all revolving around the pole star. And I will give you that pole star which is not written by anybody in the past. So like that. I give you that residence which is eternal, possessing the zodiac belt of planets, constellations, and stars, which are like oxen circling around the eternal pillar to which, around the central pillar to which they are tied. This place remains fixed for the duration of Brahma's life, for those living for the duration. Kalpavasana. So this place is not like ordinary place and it is eternal, it is not destroyed when the material world is destroyed, and I'll give you that place, like that Lord says. At the time of final destruction, some say that Dhruva ascends to Mahavaikuntha, even though existing within the material universe. Dhruvaloka has the qualities of Shwetadeepa, Madura, and Dwaraka. The following verses show that Dhruva attained Vaikuntha. So basically, this Dhruvaloka, though it is inside the material world, it is nothing but the spiritual world. It is the Vaikuntha. It is the abode of Lord Vishnu, because Lord Vishnu personally resides there. Even at the time of at the Naimithika Pralaya, at the end of the day of Brahma, when Lord Shiva destroyed the 14 lokas, this Dhruvaloka is not destroyed. At that time, Dhruva Maharaj and all his entourage, friends and relatives, they are all sent to spiritual world, Paravyoma, where the Supreme Lord is residing eternally. But throughout the day, the Dhruvaloka is there, it is presided by Dhruva, and it will never go through any disturbances. So like that. So there are some examples of verses. This is one from this chapter only, 4:9:28, which says, having attained the supreme abode of the merciful Lord, which is rarely attained. That means Dhruva attained that abode of Supreme Lord, which other people do not attain easily. Through worshipping the Lord's feet, because he performed your devotional service for 6 months, and also for the entire life he performed within one lifetime. And though he was knowledgeable, why did he consider himself unfulfilled? Of course, there was a question. The reason for the question we'll understand later on. But basically, so by serving the Lord during the 6 months and the rest of the life, finally the Vaikuntha Vimana will come and take Dhruva to the abode of Hirudaksha Vishnu, where he will stay for the entire day of Brahma, Kalpavasinam, which is not different from Vaikuntha. And after that, when there was the destruction of the 14 lokas, then Dhruva will be sent to spiritual world, the Paravyoma, beyond the material existence. So like that. And Lord also says in one of the verse, Tato Gantasi Mastanam Sarvaloka Namaskrutam Uparista Drushabhistvam Yato Navartate Gata. So what are the other attributes of this loka, this Dhruva loka? You will go to my abode, worshipped by all people, all planets, and it is located above the Saptarushi Mandal, Big Dipper, and having gone to this place, one does not come back. Yad Gatva na nivartante Saddama Paramama. It is my own abode. One who goes to this abode will not come back. So please go. These are the different attributes. So here is one verse which is spoken by the associates of Lord Vishnu, who comes in the Vimana to take Dhruva to the abode of Lord Vishnu. In the 12th chapter, this verse comes, where they say, O Dhruva, stay in that supreme abode of Lord Vishnu, a place not achieved by your forefathers or any other living entities, which is worshipped by the whole universe. So come, board the Vimana, will take you that place, which is the abode of Lord Vishnu, and which is worshipped by everyone, which is not attained by anyone till now. So like that. So Lord says that I'll give you that place, and which place is that? That is my own abode. It is located as the um, recap of the entire planet luminaries, all the planetary system that are there in the sky, and like that, it is there. So in that way, go that place. It is my own abode. It is eternal, transcendental. It does not go through destruction when there is a destruction of 14 lokas, etc., etc. All the attributes are mentioned about this place. Others say that parastas mean that Dhruvaloka remains beyond the lifespan of those lasting for Brahma's life, since the planet of the Lord is eternal. Dharma and Agni and others are the forms of constellations. Bharani Kritika Vanokas refers to Saptarishi Mandal. So actually, though Dhruvaloka is inside the material world, it is actually transcendental, spiritual, and eternal. So we cannot say that when the universe is destroyed, this is destroyed. No, it becomes Sapakata and it goes back home back to Godhead. So like that. So in this way, the Lord promised that I'll give you my own abode, which was not obtained by anybody in the past, because you have performed so sincere bhakti. Like that. Then Lord further speaks.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hmm.
Like here it mentioned that it is an eternal abode. So that means it is not destroyed or at the time of Brahma died. Like
No, it is not
it
destroyed.
be,
You see, when Lord comes, he brought along with him his own abode. When Lord has to go back, he will take his own abode along with him back to spiritual world. So this place does not go through any material changes, birth, growth, giving byproducts, staying for a while, becoming old and dwindling. Such kind of transitions it will not go through. It is spiritual abode, remains spiritual, though inside the material world.
so is it that it becomes unmanifest or then again manifest or like it is always manifesting?
Yeah, yes. During the night of Brahma, it becomes unmanifest. In the next day morning, again it will become manifest. That is true.
Hare Krishna
So
Prabhuji.
Mataji.
That means the Dhruva pastime took place only once. Huh? Does not
Sorry, I
take
did not.
place. Yeah.
Does not take place.
Means every that Satya Yuga or so.
No, no, no. What to speak of Dhruva's pastime? Any pastime that we hear from Bhagavatam or Rama and Mahabharata for that matter, they all happen only once. No pastime repeats. Every pastime happens only once in a day of Brahma. And don't repeat that every Satya Yuga this pastime should repeat, every Treta Yuga this part, not like that. Every Satya Yuga Lord Vishnu does not appear. Every Treta Yuga Lord Rama does not appear. Every Dwapara Yuga Lord Krishna does not appear.
Okay, but Prabhuji, it is said that Krishna appears every 8th Dwapar Yuga. ऐसा कुछ है ना?
ऐसा सी शुरुआत में for new people, if you start telling all these things, they get confused. So for the new people, for the newcomers, it is said like that. There are 4 yugas, and every yuga, that kind of pastimes are happening like that, like that. It is being told for a newcomer just to get connected to it. But we are no more new people now. Mm. So no pastimes will repeat. All the avatars, all the leelas happen only once in a day of Brahma. They don't repeat.
Okay.
Mm.
And next day, they will repeat or not?
In the next day they will repeat. The next day of Brahma they will repeat.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Ah.
Like it is said that at the end of the pastime Dhruva stepped on the death personified and he went to back to Godhead. So did he went to Dhruva no? Or he
See,
went
we
to
will
Mars?
discuss. Wait. This question don't ask me now because we have just started Dhruva's pastime. Let us study. When we come to 12th chapter, you understand where he went and what happened afterwards and all. All these things will be explained in the later part of this fourth canto only. We'll understand.
Okay.
Now, even in the blessings only, we'll understand. Even what Lord speaks, we'll see what happens.
Okay. Lord.
Prastite tu vanam pitva
Prastite tu vanam pitra
datva gam dharma samshrayah
tatva gam dharma samshraya
chatrimshad varsha sahasram
tatrimshat vasasahasram
rakshit rakshitavya hatendriya.
rakshitya yatya tendriya. After your father goes to the forest and award you the rule of his kingdom, you will rule continuously the entire world for 36,000 years, and all your senses will continue to be as strong as they are now. You will never become old.
So, what is the blessing that Lord is awarding Dhruva Maharaj? First of all, he said, since you have asked the topmost place, I will award you Dhruva Loka. Fine. Then he says, as soon as now you go back to your home, now after our conversation is over, then you will go back to your home. Then immediately, your father will make you the king of the entire Bhumandala. And he goes to the forest. Now, Lord is telling what will happen in the future. From now on, what all will happen in your life. That he says. As soon as you go home, though you are a small boy of 5 years old, your father will make you the king of the entire Bhuloka and he will himself will go to forest to practice bhakti. Just like you came to forest and practice bhakti, like that your father will go to forest and practice bhakti. And then by becoming the king of the entire Bhumandala, you will rule the entire Bhumandala following Dharma for 36,000 years. Shat Trimshad Varsha Sahasram. Shat Trimshad means 36, Sahasram means 1000. 36,000 years, which is equal to 100 celestial years, with no decay of the senses. That means you remain youthful for that time. 36,000 years long, you remain youthful and rule the kingdom following Dharma. Okay? He told, as soon as you go home now, your father will make you the king of the Bhumandala and you will rule the kingdom for 36,000 years. Not a small time. You will achieve Dhruvaloka after enjoying the kingdom on the earth. After giving the earth to you, your father will retire. Then you become the king of the earth, you rule for 37 years, then you make your son as the ruler of the Bhumandala. Then you come to the forest and perform Vanaprastha Tapasya. Then you will come to Dhruvaloka. There you will stay for the entire day of Brahma, the remaining day of the Brahma. Till the end of the day of Brahma, you will remain there. So the full time plan has been fixed. How long Dhruva will be in the Bhuloka and how long Dhruva will be in Dhruvaloka. Everything has been fixed. Prasthite means departing. As soon as you depart from this forest and go home, your father will make you the king of the entire Bhumandala. And you will protect the entire Bhumandala by following Dharma. Dharma Samshrayaha. Tatvagam Dharma Samshrayaha. So like that. So Lord is telling everything that Dhruva is going to do in the future. 36,000 other years as the king of the Bhumandala and the remaining entire day of Brahma as the king of Dhruvaloka. Then he says, Tvad Tad Bhrutari Uttamenashte Tad Bhratri Uttamenashte.
तत् भ्रातृउत्तमे नष्टे
Mrugayayam tu tanmanaha
मृगयायां तु तन्मनः
Anveshanti Anvam Matva.
अन्वेषन्ति वनं माता
Sorry. Anveshanti Vanam Mata
अन्वेषन्ति वनं माता
Davagnim sa pravekshati.
दावाग्निं सा प्रवेक्ष्यति. Translation. The Lord continued, sometime in future, your brother Uttama will go hunting in the forest, and while absorbed in hunting, he will be killed. Your stepmother Suruchi, being maddened upon the death of her son, will go to search him out in the forest, but she will be devoured by a forest fire.
Hmm. Who are the characters in this story from the very beginning? From the beginning, we were seeing that there was Uttanapada seated on the throne, and Uttama was seated on his lap, and Dhruva was trying to climb the lap, and Suruchi was there next, and she scolded Dhruva. She spoke some unpalatable words to Dhruva. Then Dhruva went to his mother crying, and his mother kind of consoled him and told him to go to forest, and the forest way he met Narada. So these are the characters. Among all these characters, so what the father will do, he told. As soon as you go home, your father will make you the king, and he will go to forest and practice bhakti, and he will come back to Godhead. Father is over. And what about you? You will become the ruler of the earth, rule for 36,000 years, and then come to Dhruvaloka. You are done. Then what will happen to Uttama and Suruchi? So your brother Uttama will die while hunting. One day he will go to hunting and he will die. And his mother Suruchi, being attached to him, searching for him in the forest, will enter a forest fire. So basically, your brother will go to forest and in hunting he will die. That was unknown to your stepmother. She will go to the forest searching after him. So in that search, so there is a huge forest fire. That forest fire will burn your stepmother also. So what will happen to both of them? Lord only tells. Please hear what happens to Suruchi, your stepmother, who offended you, my devotee. So Suruchi and Suruchi's son Uttama, they will die untimely. So उनका हो गया. Then the one more left is Suniti, because Suniti is also like Dhruva. When Dhruva comes to Dhruvaloka, along with Dhruva, Suniti also will come to Dhruvaloka. Though it is not mentioned, it is understood, because Suniti is in the same line as that of Dhruva, and Suniti follows Dhruva. That is understood. Then Lord says finally, Ishtva mam yajna hridayam.
इष्ट्वा मां यज्ञहृदयम्
यज्ञै पुष्कल दक्षिणै
यज्ञै पुष्कलदक्षिणै
भुक्त्वा शेषाशिषा सत्या
त्वा सेकसिषा सत्या
अन्ते मां संस्मरिष्यति.
अन्ते मां संस्मरिष्यति संस्मरिष्यसि. The Lord continued, I am the heart of all sacrifices. You will be able to perform many great sacrifices and also give great charities. In this way, you will be able to enjoy the blessings of material happiness in this life. And at the time of your death, you will be able to remember me.
So Lord is saying that after worshipping me, who is the heart of sacrifice, Yajna Hridayam, who is Yajna personified, Yajna Purusha, by sacrifice and bountiful donations. That means while Dhruva was ruling over the Bhumandala for 36,000 years, he will continuously worship the Lord by performance of yajnas and also by giving charities. And after enjoying the real blessings on the earth, you will remember me at death. That means, so in this way, by performing yajna after yajna and giving charities to people, the Brahmanas and all who are qualified worthy recipients of charities, throughout the tenure of ruling over the Bhumandala for 36,000 years, finally you will understand that now it is the time to go to the abode of Lord Vishnu. You will remember me. With that remembrance, you will retire from the kingdom, making your son at the next king. So, but in the meantime, since you worship me and take care of the people very nicely, everyone will remember you for the rest of eternity. That is the kind of fame you will receive in this world. So, like that. So then, after making your son as the next king, after coming to forest, again performing Vanaprastha duties, then you will come to my abode, Dhruvaloka. So that is indicated in the next verse. Tato gantasi mastanam
Tato gantasi matstanam
sarvaloka namaskrutam
sarvaloka namaskritam
uparistadrishbhistam
uparishtat rishibhisyatvam
yato navartate gataha.
yato navartate gataha. The personality of Godhead continued, my dear Dhruva, after your material life in this body, you will go to my planet, which is always offered obeisances by the residents of all other planetary systems. It is situated above the planets of the seven rishis, and having gone there, you will never have to come back again to this material world.
Then, after ruling the entire Bhumandala for 36,000 years by executing yajna and giving charities and taking care of the people according to dharma, after making your son as the next king, after going to forest to perform vanaprastha duties, then you will come to my abode, worshipped by all planets, higher than the Saptarishi Mandal. Having gone to this, one will not come back and take birth in the material world of 14 planetary systems. So what is going to happen in the life of Dhruva? The Lord is telling everything in advance. From which you will not return indicates that the place is eternal. Dhruvaloka is eternal. So Lord's blessings are over. So after giving these blessings, Lord will disappear. That is mentioned by Maitreya. Maitreya Uvacha
Maitreya Uvacha
Iti Archita Sa
Iti Archita
Bhagavan
San
Ati Dishyatmana Padam
Aditishyatmana Padam
Balasya Pashyato Dama
Balasya Pashyato Dama
Swamagad Garudadvajaha.
Swamagad Garudadvajaha. The great sage Maitreya said, after being worshipped and honored by the boy Dhruva Maharaja, and after offering him his abode, Lord Vishnu, on the back of Garuda, returned to his abode as Dhruva Maharaja looked on.
So after blessing Dhruva in this way, the Supreme Lord mounted Garuda and went back to his own abode. Today it is known as Dhruvaloka. So like that. So what is going to happen in the life of Dhruva? Everything has been clearly indicated and Lord departed. So now, Maitreya continues. Sopi sankalpajam Vishnu
Sopi Sankalpajam Vishnu
Padasevopasadhitam
Padasevopasadhitam
Prapya sankalpa nirvanam
Prapya Sankalpa Nirvanam
Nati Pritopyagatpuram.
Nati Pritopyagatpuram. Despite having achieved the desired result of his determination by worshipping the lotus feet of the Lord, Dhruva Maharaja was not very pleased. Thus he returned to his home.
Now the turning point comes. Though Dhruva had attained his desired goal, that the topmost abode in the entire universe, from worshipping the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, through his determination, Dhruva returned home. But as Lord indicated, Dhruva was returning home, but he was not satisfied fully. He was feeling some disgust, some problem, some issue he was feeling in the heart. Sankalpa Nirvana means conclusion of the vow. This refers to attaining the Lord's abode greater than the abodes of any of his forefathers. So Lord Brahma or anybody else in the universe, the Brahma's children like Varishta, Pulaha, Kratu, Four Kumara, Shiva. So Dhruva attained something which is superior to Brahma and Brahma's children.
Sorry.
So in that way. Shukra, Venus, okay. So now, so Dhruva had some dissatisfaction. What dissatisfaction is that? The details are not mentioned by Maitreya. So Vidura raises his hand, asks, so my dear sir, what is the problem? Why Dhruva was feeling dissatisfaction? What is the issue? That is the question. Vidura uvacha
Vidura
Vidura,
Sudurlabam yat paramam padam harer
Sudurlabam yat paramam padam harer
Maya vinastas charanarchanarjitam
Maya vinastaccharanarcha varjitam
labdapyasiddhartamivaika janmana
Labdhapi siddhartham ivaika janmana
katam swamatmanam amanyatartaved.
Katam swamatmanam amanyatarthaved. Translation. Sri Vidura inquired, my dear Brahmana, the abode of Lord is very difficult to attain. It can be attained only by pure devotional service, which alone pleases the most affectionate, merciful Lord. Dhruva Maharaja achieved this position even in one life, and he was very wise and conscientious. Why then was he not very pleased? Hare Krishna.
Now the question is, having attained the supreme abode of the Supreme Lord, which is rarely attained through worshipping the Lord's lotus feet within one's lifetime, though he was completely knowledgeable, why did Dhruva considered himself unfulfilled? What was the reason that Dhruva was not satisfied at heart? Because he attained something no one attained till now, and that too the abode of the Supreme Lord, that too in a 6 months time period. So in spite of all these achievements, why he was not happy? That is the question. Hearing that Dhruva was not pleased, Vidura asks why. Mayavina means merciful. Artavit means the wise. Dhruva is wise, but then why he is feeling sorry? Now the answer is given in the 29th verse. Maitreya uvacha
Maitreya Uvacha
matu sapatnya vagbhanir
Matu Sapatnya Vagbaner
Hridi viddastu tan smaran
Hridhi Viddastu Talsmaran
Naichan muktipater muktim
Naichan Mukti Pater Muktim
tasmat tapam upeyivan.
Tasmak Tapam Upeyivan. Maitreya answered, Dhruva Maharaj's heart, which was pierced by the arrows of the harsh words of his stepmother, was greatly aggrieved, and thus when he fixed upon his goal of life, he did not forget his misbehavior. He did not demand actual liberation from this material world. But at the end of his devotional service, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared before him, he was simply ashamed of the material demands he had in his mind.
So here Maitreya Muni talks about what is that making Dhruva unsatisfied. Maitreya says, Dhruva did not desire liberation awarded by the giver of liberation, since he remembered that his heart had been pierced by the harsh words of his stepmother. From remembering his previous condition, Dhruva felt remorse. So now Dhruva feeling very sorry that when I approached the Lord, I was very much angry with my stepmother that she spoke very harsh words towards me. In order to teach her a lesson, I wanted to have a place superior to that of my father, grandfather, great grandfather. So that kind of thing was not at all good while approaching Supreme Lord. That was the issue. Because now, what are the consequences of that? Somehow or other, because Dhruva approached Lord Vishnu and Dhruva attained Lord Darshan, Lord told him what is going to happen. His stepmother will die, his brother will die in a unpalatable way, and he is made as the king of the earth for 36,000 years. Then he was made the king of Dhruvaloka for the entire day of Brahma. So in one sense, he is still in the material world. So he could have asked back home, back to Godhead, but that is going to happen only at the end of the day of Brahma. For that long, he has to be around only. So because of all these things, he might be feeling sorry. The wise say that liberation means becoming an associate of the Lord and serving Him. So he says that I did not ask for going back home, back to Godhead at all. That's why I have to stay back in this material world for so long, seeing the deaths of my brother and my stepmother. That's why he wasn't happy. Thus, mukti or liberation on this verse does not mean merging into the Lord. In verse 9, Dhruva expressed his performance, his preference for serving the Lord over Brahman. But then the statement is, he did not desire this liberation, is not suitable. It is understood that he desired being an associate of the Lord from his statement in verse number 11. That is true. So, even though Dhruva, out of humility, he says that I did not desire to go back home, back to Godhead, but it is not so. He expressed it. He had the desire now, but out of humility, he says, I did not desire it. The word smaran, remembering in present tense, indicates that he did not desire the Lord's association while remembering his impure state of experience, the pain of the arrows of his stepmother's words. That means, while he was coming toward the forest during his meeting with Narada Muni, at the beginning days when he was practicing those tapasya, severe austerities for the 6 months, in during all this time, he never had a thought of going back home, back to Godhead. That thought came now after seeing the Lord, after being touched by the Lord. So, because while practicing sadhana, whatever desire he had to be fulfilled. So, that is fulfilled. So, the consequence of that is his mother, his stepmother, and his brother are going to be died in a unpalatable way. He was made as the king of the entire earth for 30,000 years and is made as the king of Dhruvaloka for the entire day of Brahma. So, these things are against going back home, back to God. It is very difficult to accept. So like that. That's why he's feeling sorry. Because my ambition to become the king of something is so strong. I've been made the king of this earth for 36,000 years and the king of these three planetary systems for entire day of Brahma. What is the time duration of day of Brahma? 4.32 billion years. For that long, Dhruva had to stay in Dhruvaloka and take care of the maintenance of this universe on behalf of Lord Vishnu. Because Lord Vishnu not only gave his own abode, he had given his own position also. That is the maintenance of the entire universe. So it is Dhruva who is doing the maintenance of the entire universe currently. The maintaining the movement of the luminaries, the planets, the zodiac signs, the nakshatras and the stars. Everything he is only doing by which he is maintaining the entire universe. For how long? 4.32 billion years minus 36,000 years. 36,000 years he will continue the king of the Bhuloka, and the remaining time of the day of Brahma will continue as the king of Dhruva. So he went to Madhuvana and performed austerities with the determination to worship the Lord, with the desire to obtain a place greater than that of his father or forefathers. But on directly meeting the Lord, what is the question of remembering the harsh words of his stepmother? Since his senses and all become spiritualized, as he told, Yo anta pravishya mamavachimam prasuttam sanjeevayati akila shakti dara sudamna. By your entrance, all my senses became spiritualized. Now, if we all senses are spiritual, why is he feeling sorry now? Now he's spiritual. However, the Lord then said in verse 19 that he would fulfill, that Lord would fulfill Dhruva Maharaja's material desires also. Dhruva became ashamed and repented. See, Lord has to fulfill my material desires. One should not go to the Lord and ask for material desires. But Lord had to do that. That makes Dhruva ashamed. My Lord, knows my crime of possessing material desires. Since he remembers my previous vow, I am so foolish. Why did I make such a vow? So, like that. He's feeling sorry. When I said, I desired the association of the devotees in verse 11, the Lord will think I am simply deceiving him. Thus, he does not clearly promise to fulfill that desire. But instead, he promised to fulfill my previous desire that he gave me material, the Bhumandala at the kingdom for 36,000 years, then Dhruva also. In talking about the future of my brother, he reminded me again of my previous envious nature towards my brother and stepmother. So like that. Thus, the next 6 verses reveal the qualities of shame, repentance, humility, and disgust. So Dhruva expresses his shame, his repentance, his humility, and his disgust in the next 6 verses. So, like that. So these are the various reasons that Dhruva became unhappy. So here there is a verse which is spoken in the 6th canto, chapter number 7, text number 12, which says, what learned person would desire the wealth of the King of Heaven, by which I, the master of the Devatas, have become a demon. So Chitraketu Maharaj is saying this verse after becoming as Vritrasura. While speaking to Indra, he says that which devotee want to become Indra? Hmm? Want to become like Indra, by which I was the king of the Vidyadharas, but ended up becoming Vritrasura, the topmost Asura. So like that. So no intelligent person will never want to become the king of heaven or king of something else here in this material world. So that's why Dhruva feeling ashamed. Now in the next 6 verses, Dhruva expresses his heart in this way. So you are able to understand Hare Krishna?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So what happening with Dhruva is being indicated now in these verses. Any questions from any devotees till now?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay.
No, Prabhuji.
So now Dhruva continues to speak. Samadhina bhavena yatpadam
Samadhina naika bhavena yatpadam
vidu sanadad vidu sanandadaya urdvareta saha
vidu sanandadaya urdvaretashaha
माशैरहं सद्भिरमुष्य पादयो
माशैरहं सद्भिर् amushya padayos
छायाम् उपेत्यापगता पृतन्मतिः
छायाम् उपेत्या pagata kritanmatihi. Dhruva Maharaja thought to himself, to endeavor to be situated in the shade of a lotus feet of the Lord is not an ordinary task, because even the great brahmacharis headed by Sanandana, who practiced Ashtanga Yoga in trance, attained the shelter of Lord's lotus feet only after many, many births. Within 6 months, I achieved the same result. Yet, due to my thinking differently from the Lord, I fell down from my position.
Dhruva says, having attained in 6 months the shade of the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, which Sanaka and others, strict brahmacharis, do not attain by concentration in one lifetime, I fell from the position because of having other desires. So, in spite of seeing the Lord, I could not go along with the Lord to spiritual world. Instead, I had to come back and become the king of the earth for 36,000 years, and then only I can go to the abode of the Supreme Lord. That too in the material world, not in the spiritual world. So all this happened to me. Naika Bhavena means not in one lifetime. Remembering that he was situated in the shade of the Lord who was seated on Garuda, Dhruva speaks. So when Lord appeared, the Dhruva was standing in the shade of the Supreme Lord Vishnu. Having achieved that shade, I fell down because my mind was thinking of things other than the Supreme Lord. Prutan Matihi. Therefore, the Lord did not take me to his own abode along with him. The Lord sent me back and he made me the king of the earth for 36,000 years. It's like that. Aho Batamanatmyam
अहो बत ममानात्मयम्
Mandabhagyasya Pashyata
मन्दभाग्यस्य पश्यता
Bhavachida Padamulam
भवच्छिदापादमूलम्
Gatva Yache Yada Antavat.
गत्वा याचेयत् अन्तवत्. Alas, just look at me. I am so unfortunate. I approach the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who can immediately cut the chain of the repetition of birth and death. But still, out of my foolishness, I prayed for things which are perishable.
So Dhruva says, see the foolishness of this unfortunate person. Having attained the lotus feet of the Lord, who destroys material existence, Bhavachidam, I prayed for what is perishable, the material world. Hare Krishna. Anatmam means that which is devoid of Atma, the state of ignorance. That means that is devoid of Supreme Lord. Though the devotee does not ask, the Lord destroys material existence for the devotee. I attained his lotus feet just by having received Vaishnava Diksha. I pray to attain what I had vowed, which is temporary. That is my fault. Being initiated by Narada Muni, I performed tapasya for 6 months and I attained Lord's lotus feet. But before that, I had a material desire. I had to come back. That is my problem. The Lord, however, by his mercy, gave me a place which is not temporary. But though I had to stay back in this material world, but Lord is so merciful that he offered me his own abode. But after some time, not immediately. That is Lord's mercy. So that he exhibits his humility. I am not qualified, but Lord is so merciful that he awarded me his own abode. So in that way. Then he continues. Matir vidushita devai
अतिर्विदूषिता देवै
patadbir ashahisnushbhi
पतद्भिर् आशहीष्णुभिः
yo narada vachastatyam
यो नारदा वचस्तत्यं
nagra nagrahimsam asattamaha.
नाग्राहिषम् असत्तमः.
Mataji, I will read the translation.
Ah,
My intelligence was bewildered by devatas. Matir vidushita devai. The devatas have polluted my intelligence, who had fallen lower than what I would fall, and were intolerant. Thus, being most corrupt, I did not accept the right advice of Narada. I think it may be because the devatas have inspired me in a wrong way at that time. That's why I did not listen to Narada Muni. Narada Muni told that now you are a small boy, don't become disturbed by the criticism by your stepmother. Go home. When the right time comes, then come back and worship the Supreme Lord. Then you will attain the Lord very nicely. If that would have been done, I would have given up that material desires and material ambition. Then I would have thought of going back to Godhead. Because the devatas have polluted my consciousness, I was so adamant, even though Narada Muni was saying the right thing. Like that, he says. Dhruva imagines the cause of his ignorance. My intelligence was contaminated by the devatas. Narada's words were, at this young age, Do not consider the words of your stepmother. Don't be so much after your stepmother. Go home and continue, and then afterwards you come back and then worship. I did not listen because the devatas, who are the devatas of my senses, my mind, my senses, and my intelligence, ahankar and all, they did not inspire me to think in proper direction. So it seems they are intolerant of my future going back home back to Godhead. That's why they kind of misdirected me, like that Dhruva says. Dhruva expresses his disgust toward the Devatas. It is because of them I did not take the advice of Narada properly. So like that. Then he further says, Daivim mayam upashritya
दैवीं मायामुपाश्रित्य
upasupta iva binnadruk prasupta iva binnadruk
प्रसुप्त इव भिन्नदृक्
tappe dvitiyepi asati
तप्ये द्वितीयेऽपि असति
भ्रातृर् भ्रातृव्यहृद्रुजा.
भ्रातृर्भ्रातृर्व्यहद्रुजा.
He
Dhruv
says,
Maharaj lamented.
no, I will take. Taking shelter of the Lord's Maya, seeing differences, pained in the heart by enemy in the form of my brother, I suffer from illusory things, just like a person seeing a dream. See, somehow or other, I developed enmity towards my brother Uttama. How Uttama only can sit on the lap of my father? Why not me? Why my stepmother is not allowing me? Oh, what is so specialty in Uttama? Something like that, something like that. For a moment, for a fraction of a moment, I envied my brother. As a result of that, my brother will go away in the disguise of hunting and all. He will leave this world, but I will have to stay back here for 36,000 years. See my unfortunate nature, like that Dhruva says. I was as if seeing a dream. Though it is false, one experiences pain by visions of tigers or snakes. I uselessly suffered from pain in the heart by enemy in the form of a brother. I was feeling so much painful that time when my stepmother criticized me. Looking at Uttama, I was feeling so envious. That is not at all good. From the spiritual point of view, I and my brother are both jivas, conditions of the Tatastha Shakti of the Supreme Lord. From the material perspective, though we are both made of the five elements, conditions of the Lord's Maya Shakti, by the Lord's Maya, I became bewildered seeing him as an enemy. Because I saw him as an enemy, so now what happened? See, he will die soon, but I will have to stay back for 37 years. That's what Dhruva feeling. Sorry. Then he further says, Mayete prartitam vyartam. Hare Krishna, please. We'll do next two verses and close for today.
मय्यैते प्रार्थितं व्यर्थं
Chikisteva gatayushi
चिकित्सेव गतायुषी
prasadya jagadatmanam
प्रसाद्य जगदात्मानं
tapasa dushprasadanam
तपसा दुष्प्रसादनं
bhavachidam maya cheham
भवच्छिदं मया चेहं
bhavam bhagya vivarjitaha.
भवं भाग्यविवर्जितः.
I prayed for useless things, which are like medicine given to a dead person. If a person is already dead, by giving medicine, what is the use? So, like that, I prayed for material objects. The material existence is a dead thing. For a dead person, whether you feed him chappanbhog or give medicine, what is the use? So, when Lord awarded me the kingdom, the Bhumandala for 36,000 years, it is like awarding gold to a dead person. So, what is the use of that? Something like that. Having pleased the Lord with the soul of the entire universe, Jagadatma, difficult to please by simple austerities, and who can destroy the material existence, Bhavachidam, I prayed for material enjoyment. Since I was devoid of good fortune, Bhagya Varjitam. So, like that. Bhavam means objects of enjoyment, the cause of repeated birth. Even though I worshipped the Lord who can deliver one from the material existence and take one back home back to Godhead, but I asked for a material position. So I had to stay back for 30,000 years. Like that, he's feeling sorry for his material desires, material ambition. Then he says, Swarajyam yachato maudhyan
Swarajyam yachhato maudhyan
mano me bhikshito bata
mano me bhikshito bata
ishvarat kshina punyena
ishvarat kshina punyena
falikaran ivadana.
falikara nivadhanaha.
So here Dhruva says, alas, from the Lord who was willing to offer his own service out of pride, I asked for material things. It is just like a poor man who, out of foolishness and lack of piety, asks the emperor, the monarch, for a few small grains of rice. The monarch is ready to give everything, but if somebody asks, I just need 1 kilo of rice, then what kind of foolishness is that? Same thing happens with me, like that Dhruva says. Swarajya means he who is glorious in himself with bhakti, or he who possesses his own king, he who is a servant. So basically, Swarajya means he can be the associate of the Supreme Lord. He could have got that. Lord gives the position of a service to his own devotee. What pride I have asking for material things. So I could have become the associate of Supreme Lord in the spiritual world if I had proper desire. But instead of that, I desired for a position superior to that of my forefathers, had stuck up here. It is just like a poor man having lost his intelligence, begging some grains of rice from the emperor. However, being clever and very generous, the king gives more wealth than one can imagine to that person. Even though we may approach the king and ask for a few grains, a kilo of rice, but the king is not miser. King will award more and more. Similarly, the Lord gave me his own abode to live in. Oh, I, I am the height of foolishness. What unlimited mercy and generosity of the Lord. Dhruva then became completely paralyzed in astonishment for a moment. Then he could not say anything more. He said, I was foolish, but the Lord is so merciful that even though I don't deserve, Lord gave me his own abode, which is non-different from the spiritual world. It's like that. So in this way, Dhruva expressed his humility, shame, disgust, and finally surrender to Supreme Lord. Even though I was fool number one, but Lord is intelligent number one, he awarded me his own abode, even though I don't deserve. So like that. So I'm sorry for keeping you late. I just thought of completing this one section. We are going very slow. So with these words, we'll stop here today and we'll continue from text number 36 in the next class, coming Sunday. Hare Krishna. We'll stop here.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Grantara
Krishna.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Ananta Koti
Jai.
Vaishnava Bhakta ki jai.
Jai.
Yeah.
Jai. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
So is it okay?